We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are, at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Rotating pile climber! Dragon floor!
This is gonna need all of us together! I never miss!
A thrilling performance.
Anything in armor is
The
all
flashing
right.
parts are weak points.
Spirits within the soil.
Awaken and wreak havoc! Hurricane Front!
Into the fray!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to... Stop it.
Healing rain down!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the
Call it
time?
freely!
I really don't.
Elusive deity! Soaring blast! Snake of the abyssal secret! Dragon form!
Let me help. Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too.
No further!
Where are you going?
Dragon
Now!
form! Jump!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dahna's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dahna's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dahna's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dahna exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dahna's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's great spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renis Alma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renis Alma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrect 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renis Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
I know fine weapon material when I see it. I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it.
With this, I can become even stronger. Well, looky here. I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
My word, this must be the work of Providence.
Provo what now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Your flames and my technique?
We're stronger together than we are apart.
Step back! This one's all law! Hey, what do you say we fight that
Our superiority was undeniable.
It feels invigorating to dominate a battle.
I was certain I saw you yawn.
Come now, I'm certainly not that relaxed.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Now I've seen everything!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
We've turned the tables
Sounds like
on
a job. There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back. Hurricane thrust!
In here! Reload! Leave the enemy's arts to me.
It's over!
No complaints here!
This one's mine.
I've been hit with something!
So even a magic has its limits.
Nothing feeling so great.
Blah, blah, blah.
More super?
Now, keep calm and this ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Elton!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! I'm ready! Dragon!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
The flaming sword!
Take this!
Hold on
Roasted
to your heart.
fury!
Here I come!
Try this!
Hear me!
Explosive rays!
Glacial steel! Here's the evil! Free blazer! Sword!
Try
A whirling struggle! I never miss! Winds of hell once again!
More? It's over! Ignite! Dragon form!
Not on my watch!
Plasma jump!
Annihilation!
More?
Searing flame!
Searing gale!
Raging cascade!
Dragon
Bleed it
form!
out! I'll be saving this one!
Orochi's fury!
Like astral energy! More freezing storm!
What? More?
Air thrust!
Elusive deity!
Astral energy! Now!
No escape!
Kisara! Go for it! Prepare to crumble! A
Not
freezing
dead!
storm!
Not today!
Where are you going?
Strike! Point
Into the
black!
shadows! Divine
I'm
strength!
ready!
Dueling! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. A million stretch.
There's still more to go!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Now! Be careful, my frozen!
Hammer! Now! I'm not No escape!
Pain between time and fear!
Plasma shock!
A wailing banshee of lightning!
Searing gale!
Your blade moves like silk. I'll just let my instincts take over. How fascinating.
As impressive as always.
Here I
Do
will
it!
go with you.
Astral energy!
Say no more! Now! You're mine!
Blah, 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 blah!
Burn! Strike! Rending you apart!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Hey, new equipment!
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
Man, I'm famished.
I need to be stronger.
So I still had room to grow.
So, fire and earth astral energy, huh?
A perfect combination.
The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah. It's like when I made contact with Dahna's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dahna and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dahna's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dahna while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dahna, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dahna and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dahna and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dahna, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Dahnan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dahna's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dahna the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's Great Spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
I'm practically unstoppable. We can really make weapons with this?
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case. They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
With this, I can become even stronger.
I lack the energy for healing arts.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's great spirit?
Most likely, but only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it?
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'm in good form. I'll crush any enemy with my mace.
Awesome! We've got an avatar of destruction here!
Truly, she leaves naught but rubble in her wake.
Are you guys asking to be her next target?
Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Over so soon?
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Think you can take that, Zoogle?
If you're gonna fight it, I'll cover you.
The sword wield? Zoogle?
And not just one, but four!
It thinks 2 extra hands is enough to beat me. It's sorely mistaken!
Let's just focus on what's important.
Eat dirt!
Shield and face!
Dragon form!
Piercing roar!
Did you see this coming?
Blast the shot!
Lunar arc! Ready and ready!
It looks like you got this one covered. Celestial Hammer!
Hurricane
I'm Prison! I never miss!
Look sharp!
Celestial!
Will this help? I can carve through walls!
Piercing
roar!
Healing Circle!
Now I can let loose!
Flaming meteor!
Ignite!
Inferno Flame!
Now I can let loose!
You get the
Try
joke.
this!
Feel!
Explosive ring!
Let's get you all tucked away! Explosion!
Dragon
A
form!
whirling magic is there!
Try harder! Now! Here I come!
A chain between heaven and earth! Rising star!
It looks like we made a
Hurricane
mess!
thrust! Searing gale!
Here!
Dragon
More
form!
for the stockpile! Grind and run up! Radiant
The
blood!
flame
Where are you
inside
going?
me yearns to be left free!
Outstanding form.
Try harder!
Lightning Orb! Banana! Let's go! Explosion! Feel!
Point blast!
Reload!
Let's keep up our pressure!
Searing gale!
Mega Ray!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara! Hurricane
You picked the wrong fight! Dragon form!
Lunar arc!
I don't have much left.
Let loose! Dragon swarm!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Here I come!
Hurricane strike!
Thousand Gale!
Beast
Tear
of
you
the
up!
Strike! Searing gale!
Annihilation!
Black
Into the
Strike!
shadows!
Force blast!
meteor!
Inferno!
Now you're getting
See what I can
serious?
do!
Let me show you what my arts can do.
Leave the torch to me!
In a bind? You may be strong, but I'll never back down!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Try harder! My turn!
Lightning strike!
I'll be safe.
Hurricane strike!
Here's a healing
Force blast! Try harder! Not a chance!
Aw, too shy to go over. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Going in. Raging storm!
Hurricane
Try harder!
Not on my watch.
Now take this!
Far enough!
Burn!
My head's spinning just watching you.
Force blast!
Got it.
Force blast!
Now go down. Magic is there.
Come over!
I'll be
Here, let me help.
Lightning!
Explosive round!
Drinking orb! Water! Here I go! I never did! Here goes! You get the Right! Can't be happening!
Stay away from my friends!
Light up the dark!
This is
I
bad.
owe you one.
Real bad.
Stay calm. You need to keep a level head.
Right. Calm. Well,
Lightning meteor!
nice and calm. Ready to go.
The power of light!
I can do this all day.
I'm ready to go.
Resurrection.
They're offering corrupting armor.
I'm sorry. Do better.
Amazing.
By the power of light.
Finish without a meteor! Idiot!
You picked the wrong fight!
Ready to go!
Dragon form!
Now. Astral energy. Full throttle.
You got rid of the sword! Looks like I won after all!
Except it doesn't look like that thing's finished yet. Not by a long shot.
Try harder! Not a chance!
Air thrust. A jam
Blast
between
the
going
sun!
in. Anything normal is all gone. Sweet blast. That'll bring you down. All disasters made one. Come
Here's
here,
the far enough.
Not on my watch. First aid. Thunder field. By the power of flame. Whoa.
I can carve through armor!
Air thrust.
I have no limits!
Guardian field!
Orochi Fury!
Let me out!
Oh, violent guarding wind. Car burning fire.
Hurricane strike!
Force blast! Appreciate gale! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Let me show you what my art can
Burn!
do. It! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a healing art!
Dragon Swarm!
Hurricane strike!
Thanks!
Banana, let's go! Here
Lightning
goes!
strike! There!
Orochi Fury!
Hurricane strike!
Shattering the pieces!
Magic is time to stop! Air thrust! Oh! This one's mine!
Armor won't save you!
They're not playing around!
Ha!
First aid!
This one's mine!
Confiscated! And again!
Flaming meteor!
Shining supernova!
No further!
The power of light!
Healing strike with darkness!
Leave the torch to me!
Thank you for all your help. Please. I'm glad to know someone's got my back.
This one's all mine!
Glacial spear! Hurricane strike! Freeze laser! Divine strike!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
It's weakened!
We've got him on the run!
Jumping Guardian!
Right. Still anyone's fight!
Anything normal is all mine! Do it! Cascade!
Oh! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This'll make us even more formidable.
Am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This'll... make us even more formidable. I got it!
Got what?
I can chop up vegetable scraps and use them in the seasonings.
Should've known that's what it was gonna be about.
You finally made it.
Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah.
A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around girls. Ones without a military history especially.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but you sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, you know, she's always there, even when you least expect it. Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there.
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
Ah! What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back. Whew!
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival.
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Hey, Shion. How are you and Alphen getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you, I'd take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion, but that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh. If it's Alphen's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
Even after staying here, we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick.
Renan and Dahna are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that. There must have been something more.
Once, maybe. Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to... What the... An ambush?
Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
A bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home here than Menancia. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we talking?
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard!
I might try on something new.